Hi everybody, happy Wednesday. So I am doing a coach info session this week in my stories, in IGTV, in my posts, just to share some information about what coaching is. I feel like there's a lot of confusion, misinformation, or just general questions that people have. This is a horrible angle for me. Got like a double chin going on. But the baby is got a cold, and so she is very clingy, so she's joining us for this little info sesh. So usually I do these in a Facebook group, in a private Facebook group, but I decided to give it a go on Instagram. And to kick it off, I'm just going to talk about why I started coaching, like what happened, where was I when I started coaching, and where am I now with my team, and what this can do for you as well if you're in a similar situation that I was in. But coaches all start for different reasons. And so it's really important to kind of identify what it is that you need, what you're looking for. And what surprised me was what I was looking for 2 years ago is not what I have found or what has kept me in coaching, which is pretty interesting. So my story generally is I started coaching 2 years ago. Actually 2.5 years ago now, probably. And I was 8 months postpartum with Morgan. And basically I was struggling with getting back to some semblance of feeling comfortable in my own skin. I wouldn't even say like I was looking to get back to my pre-pregnancy weight, because my pre-pregnancy weight wasn't really where I wanted to be either. So I wasn't one of those people that was like, I want to get back my pre-baby body. Like I wanted to get a new body altogether. So, but I was generally uncomfortable. I had not been one of those people who had lost weight breastfeeding. That was like not something that was happening for me. That was 8 months postpartum. So any weight that I was going to lose doing it that way was all that I was going to lose. I was walking around my neighborhood. I was pushing the stroller. I was working out at home. I had done CrossFit for a few years before then. So I felt like I had a pretty decent background in just kind of working out, doing high intensity stuff, and eating healthfully. So I was doing all of those things that I had always done, but had never really given me a ton of results, in terms of what I wanted to look like, what I wanted to feel like. So when I started, it was a horrible time for me. 1, I had a brand new baby. 2, I'm pretty sure we were in a sleep regression at that point, which was like nonsense. And we had no spare money, like none, because we had hospital bills that kind of crept up that we were not expecting from Morgan's birth. And we had, my student loans. We were really we were living paycheck to paycheck by the skin of our teeth at that point. So I started for 2 different reasons. I started for fitness. I needed something that would work. I needed something that I could really implement. I was not going to make it to the gym. I was clearly eating healthfully, but something was not right. I was not losing weight. So I clearly had my portions off, and I needed the business end of it to work as well. I needed to go all in for myself to justify the expense that I was going to pay. And to give myself some additional accountability. I needed to look at this fitness opportunity for myself as a job so that I would hold myself accountable. So that's when I started. Within the first month, I totally fell in love with coaching. I had all the same fears that most new coaches have. I was not physically fit. I didn't have the money. I didn't have the time. I had no desire to run a business. I was not good at sales. I hate sales, in fact. I was terrified that this was a pyramid scheme, MLM, craziness. So I did do my research. I did my due diligence before I signed up for this company. And I found something that, again, I was still a little nervous when I signed up, but I made sure that I kind of satiated all of those questions. And so hopefully this video will do that for you as well. So you don't have to do as much research as I did when I started. I also wanted to make sure that the products that I was going to be using, I was breastfeeding at the time as well. I wanted to make sure the products that I was going to be using and recommending to other people held up to my standards. I am a nutrition junkie. I do very much care about where my products come from, where my ingredients come from. I try to buy local. I try to buy organic, grass-fed. I do really care about that. And so I absolutely would never have signed on for this if the products were not up to those standards. And every time they met my check boxes of what I was looking for, the creators and all that, because I would have never done it if it wasn't the case, if they were full of chemical crap, or if it was like not safe to use while I was breastfeeding, or it wasn't safe for people to use when they were pregnant, or if it generally was like a quick fix type thing, I would have never ever in a million years signed up for it, because I don't believe in that crap. So I had to know that it was something that I believed in as well. So once I signed on, I was in for a month. Actually, a couple weeks in, I was feeling amazing. I was seeing results for the first time in God only knows how long. I lost 10 pounds in my first 3 weeks. I was working out 30 minutes in my home with my baby. So it was completely doable. The food I was eating was normal food that I was eating anyway. I was just changing how I was eating it. I was changing the proportions. I had learned so much about nutrition in those 3 weeks that I was all in. And I knew it was something important, and I knew that I could help my family. I could help my friends. As somebody who struggled with weight my whole life, all I wanted to do was be able to kind of pay that forward, what I was learning. And so I was all in that first month. And in that first month, I had started my team. I had hit my first business goal, and I had made more than I had put in to sign up for my own package, which is amazing that you can start a business and make money like by putting in, at the time, $160 like into myself. That wasn't buying product. That wasn't buying, stuff I had to mail out. You're literally buying your own personal stuff. And I use it every day, and that's it. That was the only investment I had to make. And since then, I have never, ever, ever put in a dime of my own money. Everything that I have paid for, trips, trainings, gifts, everything, plane tickets, everything I've ever bought for this business has been paid for by this business. I have never, ever spent a dime of my own actual teaching income. So it's all just extra stuff. And that has been such a blessing for my family. We had a couple major incidences that happened over the last 2 years that having that coaching income has been such a relief for me personally. I'm a teacher. I work full time. So you get a salary. You know what you make every 2 weeks. That's not going to change. So it's amazing to have this additional income that when your car breaks down, when you need diapers and you're in between paychecks, when you, we had our credit card, we had our debit card information stolen, and they drained our account. And for 3 days we were like, well, shit, I don't think we can use our debit card. So knowing that I had this other account, this other income that I had been able to, save for the rainy day fund, which we never can put money away for savings. We just don't. Bill-wise, we rarely can do that. So it's amazing that I can actually build that nest egg, that I can think about trips and vacations and taking my kids to Disney on this income. Like, that is amazing to me. And it's just such a relief. So I joined for the business, I joined for the fitness, and I have found both. So in my first year of doing this business, my income grew, my team grew consistently, and my fitness was better than ever. I lost all of my baby weight and then an additional 15-20 pounds. So I was the smallest I'd ever been, the healthiest I'd ever been. My energy was amazing. I was exactly where I wanted to be. And then the key here for me, for you guys, is I maintained it. It was consistent. So it was not yo-yoing anymore. I was able to take off that weight and live my normal life. I was eating pizza. I was having beer. I was having ice cream. We were having parties. I was going on vacation, all of those things, all of the life things that you can do. And so for me to share that with other people, it's so important to know that it's sustainable. There's so many things out there that are not sustainable that might give you a 20-pound weight loss in 2 months. But when you go back to eating real food, you're screwed. When you, fall off the wagon, you you just get so slammed. This is not about falling off the wagon. This is a consistent journey. And so that's why as a coach, I support people. So what we do as coaches is we support people on that journey. So that's why it adds to your accountability. That's why 2 years in, I'm still doing this and I love it so much, is because when I don't want to work out, I know I have to, because I have a group of women who are counting on me to do it, to show up, to lead by example. And that alone, if I lost all the money together, like that and the community that I've built is why I would continue to do this even without an income. I would do it for free because I just love it so much. So you get to build a community of your own people, your own tribe. You don't have to be forced to work with anyone you don't want to. Like you attract people who are like you. And so you end up meeting kind of your best friends. And so as mom, commuter, worker, full-time person, I don't have time to really make new friends in my late 30s. Like I just don't. Mid 30s. I don't have time to like see new people, make new friends. My schedule doesn't allow for it really. The mom hustle is for real. And that mom seclusion island is also for real. And so getting to know these girls, having having video conferences, we have check-ins, we go on vacations together that we earn, that are all paid for. Like that stuff doesn't happen in my real life. And so the fact that I never thought that would actually happen when I signed on for this business, but it actually is happening to me is amazing. And again, why I will share this every time I get the chance. So that's basically my coaching story, is that I originally joined for the business and the fitness, and I found friendships that I never knew I needed. I found a business opportunity that I didn't really think I wanted, but I am so proud of and I love so much, and adds so much to my life. I found confidence that I never had ever in my life. So even though if you might not have confidence right now in your abilities, you might not think you're a leader, you might struggle with your own insecurities, you might not be at your fitness best, you might, not have the money, not have the time, but I will tell you, you will make the time. The money will be found if it's something you care about. You will find friendships. You will learn how to do all of the social media stuff because the training is provided. You don't have to be good at anything right now. The only thing you need to do is show up with your dream, with your goals, and with your willingness to learn and work. And I will teach you everything else. My team is a top international team, and we will show you the ropes. So that's my coaching story. Keep in my stories and my posts for the next couple of days to kind of see the trips that we've been on, the trips that are coming up, the transformations of the coaches and the women in my groups, and some of the income projections that we can, people have done. So if other people can do it, you can do it too. If I can do it, anyone can do it, especially with a newborn. I'm still doing it, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon because, again, I got another transformation to do. We're going to do it all over again the next year or two. So if you have any other questions, let me know, drop them in the comments, and I will get to them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.